Hello, third grade, and welcome to Writer's Workshop today. We're going to continue looking at narrative writings. And remember that narrative writings are stories about you, a true story about something that you have done. Now, we have looked at how to add an interesting lead to get our readers' attention. We can use sounds, questions, actions, and dialogue, and then we dug really deep into dialogue. We looked at a tag is who is telling or saying out loud whatever the dialogue is. We also looked at how to punctuate dialogue by using our 4 steps. And we did some practice with that. Now, we are going to look at adding juicy words into a narrative writing. Now, we're going to read through a story, and I want you to think about why or why not this story is interesting in the types of words they use. Tasty treat. I sat completely hypnotized by the flickering bright yellow and orange colors of the campfire. I watched as the fire seemed to reach up towards the dark sky. It was a chilly night, but my thick sweater and the fire helped to keep my hands, feet, and face nice and warm. We had arrived at our campsite earlier in the day, and this was our first night camping. We all waited anxiously for my mother, who had gone to the truck to grab what she had described as a tasty camping treat. "Alrighty, kiddos, here we have it," called my mom as she made her way back to us. We all leaned forward in our camping chairs, intrigued at what she had brought over. She had a large box of graham crackers, huge square marshmallows, and a humongous chocolate bar that read "King Size" on the package. She also had a bundle of long wire-like sticks clinging together under her arm. "Are graham crackers our tasty treat?" my sister asked, looking puzzled and disappointed at the same time. "No, silly. It's called s'mores. You roast a marshmallow and smash it between 2 graham crackers and a piece of chocolate. You guys are going to love it," my mom explained. "Here, watch the pro," my dad bragged as he grabbed the wire and carefully poked it through the marshmallow. He slowly held it out over the flame, and he never let it touch the fire. We all watched carefully as my dad sat patiently, eyes fixed on the marshmallow. I watched as he turned it over and over. Next, he took it out and stacked it neatly on top of the graham cracker and a piece of chocolate. Finally, he placed the graham cracker on top. "Alrighty now it's time to enjoy," he told us as he opened his mouth really wide. Then he glanced to see our wide-eyed looks as he began to take a bite. I'm sure that we looked like puppies begging for our first meal. "Okay, you guys can have it, but you'll have to share it. I'll start making more for you guys while you see how much you like them," said Dad, passing the plate to me and with the s'more on it. The first thing that hit my nose was the amazing smell of milk chocolate. Then came the sweet scent of roasted marshmallow. The marshmallow was light brown with a hint of yellow lining. I picked up the s'more, holding it by the graham crackers on top and bottom. I raised it to my mouth and sunk my teeth into it. Crunch, crunch! It was the most delicious taste of melted chocolate, ooey gooey marshmallow, and crumbling graham crackers I had never had anything like it. I hesitated as I passed the remains down to my sister to share. "What do you think?" asked my mom. "What do I think? I think it's going to be our new camping tradition. My compliments to the chef," I said and giggled, looking at Dad. My mom and dad and sisters nodded and laughed. too. Now that narrative writing really grabbed our attention because they use juicy words. We call words that describe things very well juicy words. Now on your class kit, you will be filling this out as we go along with it. So please make sure that you are there now. Now the first thing you're going to have to type in is that juicy words make your words more interesting. Go ahead and type in interesting. So for example, instead of writing dinner was good, which is, it's an okay sentence, but it doesn't grab the reader's attention, we could use words like delicious or mouth-watering to describe how good dinner was. We could also use different words for said because that's what we use typically when we're using dialogue. I love math, she said. So she could exclaim it, she could declare it, she could reply, she could announce. All of these words could be replaced with said to make it more interesting. For our third sentence, it was fun. Some other words you can use instead of the kind of boring fun, we could use it was exciting, it was entertaining, it was enjoyable. Go ahead and write down some of these juicy words we can use to replace the words on the left. And we will look more at these when we are reading some more narrative writings in our next lessons. For the reading that we read today, I want you to read through it again and highlight any of those juicy words you see that catch your attention. We'll do the first sentence together. So we can see that she sat completely hypnotized. That's a juicy word, so I would highlight hypnotized by the flickering, bright yellow and orange, all of those I could highlight that describe the campfire. So I want you to go through and find as many of these juicy words inside our reading as you can.